What is up, guys? And we are back with another video. Yeah, my daughter wanted me to try out hollering at you guys, starting the video like this with all this energy. And here we are. Y'all let me know how y'all like me starting those videos out like that. I've been watching too many of these young kids, y'all. They are super excited, opening in on like such great energy. And I'm like, maybe I need to be like on that type of energy, and maybe that might help to keep the energy up. But then I'm like, but what if you have this start energy and then the energy just... So it's like pressure. But nonetheless, y'all, welcome back to another recap here. This good old commentary. We're going to review Teen Mom next chapter. And as you can see, the energy's still there. If you enjoy me starting these videos like this, definitely let me know. We're definitely going to try to keep it going. I'm your girl, Ash. If you are new here, what is going on? Hey, stick around for a little bit, catch some videos, and see if you like it, girl. Y'all, if you get through this video, if you get halfway through, give me a thumbs up, like the video. Y'all just don't know how much those likes actually help. Definitely. So I appreciate it. I'm saying it right now, but I'm going to remind you somewhere in the middle. So don't worry. So, y'all, we are on Teen Mom next chapter. This is like episode, I want to say 4. Your body, your choice. And I was like, come on now. Your body, your choice. You're immediately thinking about like abortion, right? You're thinking about women, abortion, women having, the choice to do what they want to do with their bodies. But this was a bit of a switch up, guys. So something that's like very like a thing now, or maybe it was a thing then, but it just wasn't like really talked about, but it's definitely like a thing now, is men getting vasectomies. And surprisingly, there are a lot of men that are really more open to getting the vasectomy versus having the woman to tie her tubes or whatever or whatnot. So Tyler and Caitlin have 4 girls, 4 kids biologically, even though they're only taking care of 3. They have 4 girls. They have tried, no boys. So Tyler is actually a little bit too hype about, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe he hyped, he was so good about it. When it came down to it, it was just like, yeah, I really did not think this fully through. So either way, they are talking about, him getting a vasectomy, snipping it up, basically that when is the right time to make that choice, y'all, to be like, all right, this is it. This is done. I'm done having kids. They're younger than me. And mind you, I was actually still thinking about having a 4th child. Now, my daughter, she's like, my oldest, she's like, nah. No, ma'am. No, we're not. You gave me my brother. I was cool. But then you turned around and then gave me Journey. I never gave you permission for that. And so either way, y'all, Journey, all my kids are spaced out. So if Journey gets to 5, that's it. We got to find something else to do, y'all. I can't have no more kids this spaced out. If I have another one, it got to be like within a year or 2. You know what? Ignore that, okay? We're not even going to talk about me having kids because first off, this happened the last time. This is how Journey came and COVID, because I spoke to something I wanted a baby, and I got my baby. So, Lord, if you're listening, I know I was joking the last time. Maybe I didn't say it out loud, but I'm just talking to my audience. I'm talking to my people, okay? If you hear me up there now. All right, y'all, we're back here. So Tyler was all for actually getting like his nip slip, like, and not Caitlin messing with him, talk about some, yeah, you're not gonna be able, you can't get an erection for 72 hours. He was like, what? She acted like she 52 faked him out like really quick. It was funny. I was like laughing, but I think it was just trippy because like he's really in like good spirits about it. He's really all for it, and I love one thing I like really love, and I feel like, you know what, the men need a show. MTV, some teen dads, something. Can the guys like maybe get like their own, what can we do to kind of like get the guys together, even if they're just like on a Zoom chat, and let's call it, make it a 30-minute segment of young dad. I don't know, but I feel like the dads need a little something special for them. I love when they, get together and they come together. Because, I mean, as they all are technically like in this community together, the whole Teen Mom franchise, when you think about it. So when they can like reach out to each other to get advice, whatever, like I just love it. So I kept thinking, I'm like, somebody on the show also got a vasectomy. I remember Taylor Taylor, Macy and Taylor were talking about Taylor getting a vasectomy, and he was not with the shits. He was like, yeah, I'm thinking more like, let's have another baby. I think Taylor definitely wants more kids, and Macy's like, nah, we're done, buddy. Like, we're not doing that, like, no more. So, while he technically, right, they talked about it, but he never got it. But I feel like we knew it, but maybe it wasn't like a thing necessarily. But either way, Gary, because I was like, what is Amber's baby daddy name? Gary was the one who actually has had a vasectomy. And that was due to, and this is another reason why men do need to like be more open to it, because we as women can still get pregnant even with our tubes tied. Like, tubes tying and frying and all that is not always, it does not always work for every woman. And not only did it happen to his wife once, it happened to her twice. So for him, it was like, all right, yeah, now I do have to do something. Even though right now I might be like having a little bit of baby fever, but I have to do something, you know, in order to, because it's just going to keep happening. So, you know, they're just talking about that process, you know, what it looks like, the procedure, you know, the after effects, him just still feeling like a normal guy. Either way, when it came down to it, the day of the procedure, because I don't know if necessarily it's a surgery. Is it necessarily a surgery if you're awake? Because Gary said that they are awake. They are awake, y'all, for this procedure. And while they're, can I say scrotums? Can I say scrotums on here? I don't know, y'all. We're going to see. While they are being numbed, basically you can still feel it, y'all. Like, I was like, wow. Well, first of all, I was actually kind of like, thanks, Gary. Thanks for, hey, even just as a woman, like, curious to know what that looks like, how that is for a man, you know, whatever. So, but either way, Tyler, like, ended up, like, not really getting into it. Not even getting into it, doing it, basically. And what I loved about Caitlyn was the one using the your body, your choice. She had used it before with their conversation, and that's when he was like, no, let's do this. We're like done. Like, no, let's do it. And so when he was, you know, just feeling anxious, you know, just feeling, you know, just not right within, you know, even, you know, with his body, she was like, you know, look, like, I completely get it. You need to listen to your body. We can always reschedule. If right now is not the time, right now is not the time. You know, we can always, again, go back and, you know, relive it. So, y'all know, like, Caitlyn and Tyler are, like, my boos. Those are, like, my babies. So, low-key, I'm like, yep. Y'all hold off just long enough just for Caitlyn to get pregnant again, and then y'all finally get that boy. Like, I don't want her to get her tubes tied. I don't want Tyler to get his, you know, get the nips. They're not nips, actually, so he can't get the nips snipped. Yeah, fix that. So anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. I don't want him to get those things cut off, because I am rooting for a boy for them, y'all. I really am. And who am I? But I'm rooting for a boy for them. And I feel like this is, because this is what they're talking about doing and whatever. And Tyler, and hey, maybe like it just was. Maybe Tyler really just had it. He was not even that he hyped himself up about it, but he was just so ready to do it that he really hadn't really sunk in, you know, really, I guess, necessarily. So, y'all, not yet, but mark my words, okay? Remember this here, that I said it here, that they're going to get that boy. That he's not going to get it snipped just yet, and I feel like it's going to go longer than what maybe he necessarily planned for. Well, no, because they necessarily, I'm thinking about, you know, the next week's episode. But they very well could be just having a conversation about it. I feel like it might be something that could go over, and then boom, Caitlyn gonna get pregnant, and it's gonna be the boy this time, y'all. Like, that's what we shooting for. Y'all. First off, the moment I seen, why am I about to call this boy Isaac? Because his name is not Isaac. The moment I seen Lewis, I just got anxiety. I was like I was happy, but I got anxiety. Like, I immediately wanted to know, okay, what's the story? What's going on? Give us a recap. What's been going on? So, quiet as it's kept, Lewis has been a little bit consistent. You know, there's been some sort of consistency there. Stella is even getting around to calling him, like not even getting around, but she started to call him dad. So even for Brianna, like for her to start calling him dad, I felt like, you know, she's saying like, she's letting us know that y'all, it's something moving along here, you know, finally, in order, especially for Stella to, you know, get to that relationship with him where she calls him dad. Because remember, like she always called him Lewis. So the moment we get to talking about this graduation for Stella, she's reaching out to Lewis. Hey, this is what's going on. It's this day. It's this time. Don't forget. Yeah, cool. I'll be there. I had anxiety, like I almost fast forwarded through the episode just to see if he made it or not. Because I kept, I knew he wasn't going to make it. I knew he was going to make it, but I was like, nope, nope, nope. I knew he wasn't going to make it, but I kept saying, no, actually, this is going to be that one time. This is going to be that time that he's actually going to make it. But I knew he wasn't going to make it. Like, as consistent as he is, something just always falls short with this guy. And, like, I don't get it. Like, how is it that you've been coming around and then on a moment that's like a milestone for your kid, you're MIA, you forgot, or you overslept, or like whatever it is. And I feel Brianna, because I feel like Brianna was more of just trying to stay in a positive light. And I feel like as well, if they want better or differently from, well, you know what? In this situation, it makes me think about this. And my sister's like, well, I don't think, well, no. Because I don't think he's manifesting something different. I think he wants to be there. It's just something else that's going on. They need to focus on positives and the positive outcome that they want from Lewis and not the negative. But I get it. Like Brittany's like, you know, let's just prepare. Let's just prepare yourself for the letdown so you won't be upset. And Brianna's like, no, he's going to come. He's going to be there. Like they have to they have to keep that way. Like, I don't know what it is with this guy. I don't know what's off, but dude, like, get the picture. And then, like, you know, one thing about Brianna, like, goes all out. Like, she had, you know, they had a chef. The chef was cooking hibachi in their backyard. Like, you didn't even come to the after party, to the after graduation party. Like, bruh, maybe he had to work. I don't, okay, what was your excuse at that point for not showing up? Okay, you didn't meet the graduation. I hope it was a reason why because you could. I don't get it. I don't get this guy. But I think what I want them to stop, like, trying to do with Brianna is like, well, what are you going to do if he doesn't do this? Or what are you going to do? What do you mean, what's she going to do? She's not going to do anything. What is she supposed to do? But except what has just happened. I feel like they want her to just, like, make him just either take him fully out of her life or just like, I don't know. Taking him out of her, like, I don't know. Basically, not even that she's been given slack. Not even that. Like, she's given Devon chance, and chance to get it right. And you do that. You're going to do that for your kids. They're not doing anything to necessarily harm them, or I don't think that the inconsistency is to the point where she just needs to separate the relationship as a whole. So it's kind of just like, if he doesn't show up, that's just that. It's something that she just has to deal with her child. Ain't nothing she can do about Lewis and his decisions. She can talk him to death. She can say whatever. Hell, maybe they did try to sit on the couch, and maybe they need to try it again. They did sit on the couch with that counselor lady or whatever, and it went well. Like, when it was their last reunion, it went well with that counselor for Brianna and Devon. So it's kind of like, okay, but at the same time, you have to be open. You have to tell the truth, because we now need to understand how it's that you have had a present father, but you're not a present father. Something's not adding up here. And maybe he was present, but in a way he was not present. And now it's not necessarily say that it's going to show up the same way. He's going to do the, but basically, like if a parent is absentee, there's a way that in some way, that child is going to grow up to be an absentee in some sort of way, and most likely it is usually in the same way. Now that I actually thinking about it, so. All right, Lewis. I ain't got nothing else for you. We ain't got nothing else for Lewis, y'all. But y'all, why was I here crying, y'all? Y'all know I am such a huge crybaby. Why was I in here crying when Ashley surprised Bar with picking him up from rehab? Well, from the airport necessarily. So Bar went to rehab, y'all. He was, this episode in, he was close to, his 30 days, coming home or whatever. So Ashley had kind of like set him up or whatever to think that, she had stuff to do. She wouldn't be able to pick him up, whatever. But of course, she got past the T on the phone, got her to take Holly, and was like, boom, this is what I'm about to do. So, y'all, I was like, first off, Ashley be knowing what to do. She be giving. Baby showed up, okay, looking hella good, okay, Chanel bag in hand, had the corset, black pants on, looking hella cute, looking real boss walking through that airport looking for her man. And when that's what got me just so teary-eyed, because y'all, the love that they have, I think as well, y'all, I am just a lover of love, and the fact that I just had a failed relationship, like, I am crying over everybody else's relationships, okay? Don't judge me. So, nonetheless, when he seen her, well, first off, she seen him first, and I think when he finally seen her, and she ran to him, and y'all, they held each other so freaking tight. You can tell one, they missed the hell out of each other. Like even Ashley was talking about how, relationship wise, they don't really there's not times where there weren't, I can't even get my words right, y'all. So in their relationship, they haven't really spent much time apart from each other. I think I finally said that right. So, this separation, like we like she already knew that 30 days was definitely going to be, was already going to be, challenging enough for her, just being, just handling daily life. And then your partner, your spouse, like they're, away for 30 days or whatever or whatnot. Like, I cried, y'all. Not like, ooh, but I cried because I just love, that moment. And even Holly, she was so happy, to see her dad. And it definitely sounds like this was a good move, for Bar. Something, that he needed. And he learned some stuff. He learned some stuff, about himself. And y'all, let's reiterate that, like, you are first. You are first. It's not being selfish to put yourself first. Because all in all, if all what's going on here ain't what, you're not gonna be able to give nothing to nobody else. Nothing. And then sometimes it even being selfish, and sometimes it's just choosing you. It ain't selfish, it's just choosing yourself. And sometimes some situations just isn't for you or whatever. I'm proud of Bar. I'm so proud of Bar. And I hope that, he continues, on this track. Ashley definitely is, in a way, dating her father. When she, opened up basically having a father who's basically in some way has a substance abuse issue or some form of substance abuse. You abuses substance. Y'all get what I'm saying? I don't want to say issues. I don't like the word issues. So basically, may have had some form of substance abuse or something like that. So seeing her father kind of like go in and out of like rehab, and she's like, it's like a norm for her. But it's like at the same time, this is not supposed to be a norm, baby. But this is not to say that they shouldn't be together or they shouldn't whatever. Then she just wants. I think she is hoping that this isn't necessarily going to be like a in and out type thing, and that he's really going to use the tools and really have gained and really pulled in those tools to be able to use them now that he's back, on the outside. So Moving on to Leah and Jalen. They are officially all moved in. They were already talking marriage. Now they're even talking kids, because that look on Leah's face, like, first off, Leah has enough on her hands, okay? She has twins, and then add an Allie, 3 kids, and then plus a child with a special needs type child. So I don't think baby girl, like she said, it was definitely not something that was on her mind, like to have another child. But she continues to say that she's open about being married again. She continues to say she's open about having kids. I don't know. I always just feel like there's some sort of I can't put my finger on it, but it's I don't know. I don't know why the word settling is in my head. I don't know why that word just popped up in my head. But yeah, y'all. I don't know. But either way, like, I thought it was weird for a second, but then when we finally got to it, it was like, okay, yeah, no, this moment needs to happen. I'm actually kind of glad, because so Leah went to celebrate like a friend who is in Charlotte, when someone assuming Charlotte, like North Carolina. So yeah, I mean, we're just going to assume that it was Charlotte. There was all these signs of Charlotte, and everybody knows, like, Charlotte, if you know Charlotte, it's North Carolina. So anywho, because where do Leah live at? She lives in like a countryside. I know, what's the name? Is in Tennessee. She's in.
Is it West Virginia?
That's West Virginia. I think that's what it is. I think she's in West Virginia. So either way, I don't know. It might not have been in Charlotte, y'all, but I feel like it was Charlotte, because I think that's where Jalen's sister lives. So she's out there, and basically, and at the same time, I actually think that was actually like kind of cool that, you know, she invited her to come out, you know, with her friends, and then her friends get to meet her. And then as well, because I'm pretty sure they know Jalen, have been around Jalen or whatever. So the big thing about this episode, like, whatever, think about the kids, think about the marriage. I'm glad that somebody opened up a door with a conversation with Leah about having a black child at the end of the day, because fact of the matter is, it's going to be different. It is going to be, you know, different. So having the talk, you know, getting her sister's side, and then, y'all, speaking of, picture it, right? They're on the boat. There was Leah. There was Jalen's sister. There was another girl who was talking about how her son, you know, telling her son that, you know, he can't bring Nerf guns outside of his home. And then there was another girl sitting on the end beside her. And at the same time that the girl was talking about the Nerf guns, she was like agreeing, like wiping tears from her face. Who was that? She looked so freaking familiar. Why does she look familiar? Have we seen her with Leah before? Is she on something else? Is she a YouTube? Like, y'all, I'm like, recognizing faces now. Now I'm into the YouTubers. Now I got all my YouTube faves. But I kept looking at her, and I could not put my finger on why she looked very familiar. And it very well could have just been, you know, she might have been on one of these episodes with Leah. But if y'all know who that is, y'all point it out. Is that just one of Leah's friends been in the episode before? Is she maybe known on TV for something else, another show maybe? I don't know. But either way, back to the conversation at hand. Leah's friend sounds like, you know, that she has a, what is the right word? Biracial, interracial? Either way, a black child, okay? She has a black child. And so she was talking about, you know, which I think could be helpful for Leah, having a friend who is already, you know, basically has experience in that area. And then as well, you know, her just talking about dealing with her son, you know, and his, you know, racist experience that he received. Like, these are definitely, while they're talking about this stuff on having kids, it is kind of like, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's talk about race and what race is. Like, it's not even like they gotta have a talk about race necessarily, but it's just like, if we're gonna bring a kid into this world and we're not the same race, to a degree, we you get what I'm saying? We gotta have some form of conversation about something. I don't know if I'm not thinking about it right or saying it right, but a conversation does need to be had. And I think for everybody, think about the whole cast. I don't think any of the other cast outside of the people who are black, Ashley, Cheyenne, have dated outside of their race, have dated a black man. So none of these people besides the other black moms know what it's like to raise a kid. And then as well, it ain't even just raising a black kid. When you are biracial, I think biracial means you're just different races. Interracial means nope, I'm about to mess it all up. We're not even getting on to that. I'm not trying to be politically correct, y'all, so don't be trying to like come for me or anything like that. But basically, having a mixed child, like that alone as well, opens a whole nother door. Because now it's like, okay, am I fitting in over here? Do I fit in here? Or do I just fit in with the rest of the mixed kids? Like, you hear that a lot with people and their experiences growing up, black and white or whatever or whatnot, or just having period, just being biracial, period, trying to figure out where you fit in. So, and then as well, where you're going to fit in, and then as well, just the fact of just being black, period. So I'm so glad that they had this conversation. They were able to have this conversation. And I hope MTV shows more of, if not her friends, Leah and Jalen having more, of this conversation. I'm curious. I'm very curious to kind of see, like, I don't know why I made that face, y'all. Like, I'm very curious to see or hear a conversation between Leah and Jalen about this. So, y'all, so Cheyenne, our girl Cheyenne. So, what was going on with Cheyenne? So Cheyenne is like a little busy little woman. So Cheyenne and Ryder have basically come out with like this nail launch, and I actually kind of like remember that because I do follow Cheyenne on Instagram, and I think that did like pop up on like my feed one day about Ryder's nail polish launch. It was like very cute, y'all. For one, can I just shout out the dads who will let their daughters paint their nails? Okay, because Ryder was painting, Ryder painted Zach's nails. She painted Corey's nails. Like, get into it, man, when it comes to the girls. There's no, what are you being manly about? What are you being manly about? There's removal. It can come off. You should be doing anything that's going to make your little girl happy. Okay? Ain't this the fact of her thanking, thank you, daddy, and daddy? Like, that was just so, cute. And, she's just growing up. And so speaking of Ryder, Ryder's basically going to be going, starting school or whatever or whatnot. And with everything that happened with, them with this, shooting, and everything, I feel them. Like, especially if no one, like, I do like this, y'all knew this person was in your home. Like, it's time to like separate. Maybe as well that will help, the feelings that, Cheyenne has been having, because, she's really been struggling, with recovering from this whole, shooting situation. So somebody got some coins, okay? But as well, like, outside of Teen Mom, like, this isn't the first, like, I know she like started that, was it R3? The R3, I think it was like a more, I don't even know, was that like an organization? Was it like I'm not even sure what it is, but I think like Cheyenne like got her little hustles or whatever going on or whatever, whatnot. I think Zach makes good money legally. So go see what the hell's going on with him. And that should be done in a minute because I don't think they had other stuff going on. I think I'm gonna end up ending it here. Ooh. So, they actually do start to, they especially all that's going on. I'm not surprised it's something that's more private. I immediately thought they're about to be living in a gated community. Y'all just wait. Because that's going to be your girl. That's going to be in somebody's gated community. Matter of fact, it ain't got to be gated. It ain't got to be gated. I just already know what my neighborhood that I'm going to live in looks like. And, I don't know what the house going to look like. I just know what the neighborhood look like. Because And in that neighborhood, the houses is either way. Like this was look like a development. They go with like their realtor and they check out this developing area that's like building houses, and they like have the whole you can tell they live like out in Cali, the mountain view and all that like type thing going on. So we're looking to houses, and then the benefit of it, of where they're looking to move, is they're going to be closer, you know, to Corey. So that's like, you know, always a plus, you know, when you can be close to, you know, the other parent, and it kind of like makes like transitions, visits, just things like that. It just makes it easier. Ask me about it. I lived for 10 years of my child's life. Was 11. When did we move? Yeah, for 10 years, almost 11 out of my child's life, I lived in Virginia, and her father lived in North Carolina. So yes, every other weekend, and including, you know, when holidays and stuff like that, like between him and his mom, they were coming to get that girl faithfully. And let's just say, oh, he couldn't come that, it wasn't like he would try to make it up that following weekend, or like he would do whatever. Like that's one thing that I cannot say anything about that man, was us being 2 hours away. Like he did not do anything. He did not let anything stop him from seeing his daughter. And as well, he has a good mom. He has a good mom who will break her neck for Jada. So when he couldn't, or when she wanted to come down, no matter he had to work, whatever, grandma was coming. Grandma was coming. Speaking of, y'all, definitely check out my vlog channel. The description is below. Ashland. You definitely want to check that out. And yeah, it's gonna, you know, basically consist of, yeah, it's like my vlog channel, y'all. So yeah, get into that for sure. So okay, y'all, somebody's crying. I think that's really pretty much all that I really had on Cheyenne. I feel like that's pretty much like all like what she had going on. With that said, y'all, speaking of the vlog channel, it's time for me to go. It sounds like it's time for me to get back in here with these kids. If I forgot anything, or y'all just want to talk about something that happened in the episode, as always, drop a comment down below. I love to hear your feedback, your take on this week's episode. Like this video, and yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. So y'all, catch y'all next time, catch y'all next week, or in the next recap, which is going to be Marriage at First Sight. Marriage at First... Yeah, let me get off here, because I can get all right. Peace, y'all.